the light in your soul, the spring in your feet, satisfaction of the deeper sort, the contentment kind, the peace that surpasses understanding, the fearlessness that it takes to truly live, to live a truth, to stand for something, to be unafraid, to believe, to rise with the sun, to go, to conquer. And even in the moments of failure, they're not characteristic of your life or that moment. It's just, well, another stepping stone forward, like you fail forward only to go forward to win. It's the things that make life colorful and deeply beautiful, and it is the things that remind us of the possibility of what truly lies yonder, those things that make expressions here that we're grateful for. Yeah, I've tried not to think about the war, but I seem to have all the channels set on it. and I'm following through, but they're starving me of information. I don't know if that's a good thing. I really don't know. And then, of course, there are just opinions flying back and forth, particularly on social media. And one of those opinions is a feature in our conversation this afternoon. The U.S. military has termed the spirit behind this conflict the Armageddon. And yeah, it's not exciting in a happy way, but it's a little exciting for me. And I don't know in what other way, but there's just something, I think it's in a very curious way, I believe. That, okay, wait, what is this? The end of times? I think it was yesterday 2 days ago, I read one of these UK big media outlets talking about the people who saw the future and the predictions they made for 2026. And so I read through it. There's a very popular woman from Bulgaria that has been referenced, for many years now. And it was said that one of her predictions for 2026. Oh, by the way, day before yesterday, I read about Nostradamus. And I had earlier read about, the lady and the reference to one of her visions. And she said that the interpretation, because as at the time she made the predictions, they weren't thoroughly documented. So what they're inferring from her prediction is that there will be a war in the year 2026. And then 2 days ago, I read about Nostradamus, and they said that he predicted that there will be something that has been, by all measure and sensibility inferred to be a possible war. Then last night, I came by a few messages until I came by an actual military email that says that the military has tagged this the Armageddon. Oh boy. And I thought, I don't even know what to think. So, I thought I'll bring the opportunity to think alongside you today on the show. And it's funny because you can be on Epstein file on a Monday, and you could be quoting Jesus on Wednesday. The world is truly a place to be. Is this the beginning of the end? Now, we're Africans, and it's not just an African social thought. It is a global thought that there will be the end of times. And if you remember 2012, there was this huge rumor that 2012 was going to be the end of the world. And here we are, the world didn't end. I think it was last year. Was it last year one Ghanaian guy built an ark of the Noah proportion? Yeah? Was it last year? Okay, so last year then some guy from Ghana told his people, where? Well, his name is Noah, and he built an ark. And told people that something was coming to carry them and that they needed to. But the ark didn't appear big enough to really contain a lot of people. But honestly, the homeboy really put in a solid effort into trying to building something that appeared solid, but it just didn't look big enough. Well, yeah, so he eventually got arrested. I heard he used the money to buy a Mercedes. Yeah. He eventually got arrested. So here again, once in our human history, do we call this, I mean, we can't quite call this a rumor, because those who are in the battle are judging the force behind their military action as that as one that has been ordained by God, and as such has called and is a calling to men of capacity and will to come forward, to stand, to bring about the battle that would bring about the end of time. So maybe today's our opportunity to join them and try to figure out whether we believe that this is the beginning of the end. I hope you're not waiting for me to give you any update, because I don't have any, except the fact that Iran is hoarding news, Israel is hoarding news. So we're just getting bits and pieces. Like, the actual consequence of all the missiles they've been throwing back and forth is not being reported. So, and they're throwing missiles. They say Iran has done like 1,800. America has said they've done over 2,000. It's like, where is it landing? So yeah, because they're really not trying. They're trying to manage information, but it's still happening. Okay, so I think first we should talk about Nigeria, and then we join them on Worthy of Note to try to figure out what your concerns are, what your fears are, what your visions have been. For those of you who have the privilege of revelation, I think, yeah, this is where you come in. Because some of you may have seen something, some of you probably know something. For those of you who are historians who document historical events and maybe have read about these type of things, yeah, this is where you're coming. For those of you that your grandmothers told something about something, for those of you that your husbands have been saying, have you seen this vision? It looks like, maybe it's even your wife this time. Maybe it's your children that you call crazy. Huh. All right. I really am looking forward to that conversation. All right, but let's talk about Nigeria. Oh, by way of information, U.S. Missions Nigeria has issued a public notice to, I guess, citizens of America within Nigeria that they see that there could be a protest today. I mean, I don't necessarily think it concerns us expressly, but it's also, I think, worthy of note. This is U.S. Missions Nigeria Security Alert. Possible protest in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Event potential demonstrations. They say the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria informs U.S. citizens that there is a high potential for protest in Abuja today, March 4th, 2026, due to the current conflict with Iran. Let's stop there for a moment. Can Nigeria try to not get in? They haven't called us. When you watch wrestling, so in wrestling, it's something you call a tag team. Yeah. So maybe it's like a 3-3, 2-2. So the first two get in the ring. When one of them is out of breath, he tags his other guy. The other one comes in to pick up. Can we just wait until they call us? Because, and maybe that's like the upside of global politics and having allies, that at some point they may say, oh, this thing is getting bigger. We want our allies in Africa. And I hear that the Nigerian military, and I don't know who estimated that, but it's just worthy of reference, that the Nigerian military is number 3 in Africa. So, yeah. We just hope it doesn't become what they want to call it, but yeah. Like, we're good like that. We may not feed our soldiers well. We may not be taking care of them. We may not, but these are men who can be the impossible. I mean, by the end of the day, it's still death we're talking about here. It's not like there's anything to truly be excited about. But I'm just saying, this thing where we want to hit the streets, there are other things to hit the streets about, just in case you thought you wanted someone to remind you. There are other things to hit the streets about. Let's wait. Like, what are you doing? You're in the street protesting about U.S.-Iran conflict. Have you eaten? there's news that the doctors, the from that Chimamanda story, I think I hear the 3 doctors from that event have been suspended, and another doctor came online to say that you're suspending 3 of them, and for their profession, we probably have about 10 of. I need to quote it verbatim just so that I'm specific enough. I think the paraphrasing would be we have about 10 of those kinds of qualifications in persons remaining in Nigeria. Now, if you suspend 3, how many do you have left? And in fact, the quote went something like, we have 10 in Nigeria. Lagos is privileged to have 4. I hope he wasn't exaggerating. There are other things we can really nag about. Iran and the U.S., not just yet. Okay, let's go back to U.S. missions and what they're informing the public. Not the public, but of course, their citizens. They say previous protests by some groups have resulted in violent clashes between the group and Nigerian security forces. The embassy strongly recommends that all U.S. citizens in Nigeria remain in their residence on Wednesday, March 4th. And they say take actions to take, avoid areas where protests are taking place, avoid the crowd, exercise caution if unexpectedly in the vicinity of large gatherings or protest, monitor local media and update, beware of your surroundings, keep a low profile, review your personal security plans and keep your cell phones charged in case of emergency, carry proper identification, stay alert, including at shopping centers, movie theaters, places of worship, familiarize yourself with emergency exits. When you enter buildings, vary travel routes and times to reduce predictability. Okay, Consular section of Embassy Abuja and Consulate General Lagos remain open. Please monitor our websites, of course. All right, so all the details. Okay. So we don't know how this is going to end by the end of today, but they're saying that they foresee a protest in Abuja, and I guess that's worthy of note. And also to all Nigerians as well who may be in Abuja on your way to Abuja, I guess this is also a call for your own notification to be careful, and except you are willing to particularly join the protest, you want to also be aware of that as well. All right, by way of something I thought was also very interesting, I came by a video of a gentleman who is alleging that the minister, David Umahi, also owes him money. Yeah, you remember yesterday we touched on that story briefly. Another video of this time around, the person is claiming that he is the minister's classmate and they did some job together. The minister owes him and has refused to pay. I thought, all right. I mean, we're not necessarily going to go into that detail, but I thought you needed to know it, and except you're interested, I would like to play you the audio of it. Otherwise, I think we should go into the conversation Nigeria proper, moving Nigeria forward. So there's everything else that's happening. We talk about taxes, the tax law. We talk about the betterment of lives and property. We talk about the government doing look at insecurity and how much conversation, effort, money, how much lives have gone into the optimism that I guess everybody who wants a change carries in order to bring about a change in outcomes. And when you talk or think about Nigeria moving economically, well, Nigeria's economy is currently undergoing a significant transition from a phase of intense stabilization to a new, curiously optimistic phase of growth, and as of early 2026, is aimed at moving towards a $1 trillion economy by 2030. That will be great. But I think what we can all agree is obvious and has been obvious for the longest time is there's what the figures on paper say, and then there's what the reality on ground truly is. About sometime last year, I think mid last year, I was around the Lagos Island area, and we're actually driving past the colonial buildings, like, you know, those buildings that pretty much came up about the British Empire period, and it got me wondering. And first of all, I thought, wait, these buildings are still standing though. And I remember we went into one of it, and my mind went to a kind of, I don't know how to put it in plain language. You become suddenly aware of a specific aspect of your reality. And I was looking at the architecture. I thought, wow, this is good. This is really good for that time. And look, it's still standing. And it got me thinking about where Nigeria is, where Nigeria could be, and where we are going. And there is going, and then there is looking like we're going. I came by this very interesting video. It speaks about Nigeria in the 60s, and I wanted to share that with you to get your mind running with me to maybe think back to see what was possible. Now, the reason I think that there was an aspect of Nigeria that was possible because if you're looking at the 60s, there is something that projects from the images of the 60s, and then there is where we are. If you're looking at Nigeria from the 60s, you're looking at what was possible. If you're looking at Nigeria today, looking forward, there is what is possible. And I think that those who are older, the older people who make up the Nigerian public, have a story to tell. And I've been eager trying to hear that story. I want that story to be told, to be told to the young generation, really. I think if you're born in the 80s, if you're born in the 90s, I think you probably didn't even start taking politics seriously until maybe until Tollgate. Some of you Tollgate. Okay, maybe 2 years before Tollgate or something. No, 2020, maybe 2015. I think I started taking politics seriously when I joined Nigeria Info. Because I don't like it, you know? My parents gave me a little story about Nigeria back in the day. And it was beautiful, or maybe their experience was beautiful, but I don't think it was their particular experience that was beautiful. It was like Nigeria really had something coming. And let's talk. So I'll play that video, and I would like for the young people to truly seize this opportunity to glean into the Nigeria of old versus the Nigeria that is possible. It is a video by a young Nigerian. I just stumbled on it on Instagram first and then X, and I thought this video seems to be chasing me, so I'll share it. His name is Uche Olisa. He highlights the economy, speaks about Nigerian billionaires, and you know, when an economy is thriving, people at the bottom of the food chain will thrive. And this is reminiscent of something that is, one, beautiful, but two, highly compelling for a conversation that we're about to have on the sunny side this afternoon. After we're done with this conversation, we segue into the people who are fighting and what they think the fight is about, or where the fight could be taking us, particularly observers like us who are trying to have absolutely zero business with the fight or with the outcome of the fight. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. So I'm off on a break in about, 3 minutes? It means that there would be interruptions because there's a commercial break at 55 and the news update at 1 o'clock. So I'll say, now that you know, you must pardon me when you catch the interruptions, all right? Thank you. The sunny side, my name's Joyce. Welcome to Worthy of Note this very beautiful Wednesday afternoon.
A man in Kano had 2 private jets, 2 Rolls-Royce, and 6 other different cars.
Salut. You come and allow some soft drink.
This man's name is Alhaji Nafiu Rabiu. He was one of the richest men in Kano in the 1970s. Alhaji Nafiu's wealth was not just about his Rolls Royce or the way people admired his cars. This was at a time in Nigeria when Peugeot and Volkswagen had assembling plants in some parts of the country, especially in Kaduna and Lagos, where they produced brand new cars that sold between 1,000 naira and 4,000 naira, depending on the model. At a time when 1 naira was still in a note, he built his wealth from owning multiple textile factories.
This Rolls-Royce is one of 2 that he owns. Among this man's other assets are 2 luxury jets, which cost £1 million a year simply to maintain.
Imagine spending £1 million in 1979 just to maintain 2 private jets. £1 million today is more than 1.7 billion naira. Nafiu Rabiu was so wealthy that today, wealth is part of the family name Rabiu. His father was one of the known businessmen in Kano, and his younger brother is the owner of Bua Cement and Bua Group, Abdul Samad Rabiu.
Can have all these opportunities, all these resources. If you are not able to harness them, they will be useless.
But before Alhaji Nafiu became known in the Nigerian business world, let's go back to Lagos in the year 1920, when there were no boreholes in the whole of Lagos.
Here, the first Portuguese explorers, arriving in Nigeria from overseas 500 years ago, found the banks lined with villages.
During this time, the major source of water was the rivers and lakes around Lagos. Even the European colonial masters had no source of tap water. But there was a man called Candido da Rocha who saw the opportunity and made a name for himself. There is a house in Kakawa Street in Lagos Island called the Water House.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The round of 16 continues on Wednesday. At 4 p.m., Rahmaniya Private School takes on Albester Academy as they argue whether environmental responsibility should be enforced, not encouraged. Then at 5 p.m., it's Vetland Senior Grammar School versus Emerald Day Secondary School, debating if single-use plastic bottles should be banned in favor of cans. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obang-Daniels and me on Wednesday as 2 more schools qualify for the quarterfinals. I Beg to Differ Season 9. 32 schools, now 12, 1 winner, 1 grand title, the champion of champions. Supported by Obiwizi. For sponsorship inquiries, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm or I Beg to Differ @nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the tournament of champions.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
For himself. There is a house in Kakawa Street in Lagos Island called the Water House. This was where Candido da Rocha lived. This house is called the Water House because after Candido da Rocha's father died around 1891, Candido da Rocha took charge of the family house. It was in this house that he dug a well. And from this well, he supplied water to most areas in Lagos. This was how the house got the name Water House. And considering the fact that it was the first house in Lagos to have a water fountain, the name Water House became a perfect name for this building. Candido da Rocha's father was a slave who was captured and sold in 1840 and was taken to Brazil, but he was originally from Ilesha. It was in Brazil that his wife Angelica gave birth to Candido until they were able to return to Nigeria a few years after Candido was born. Then, when they came back to Nigeria as a former slave who had been exposed to the Brazilian and American culture, it was easier to get into trade and discover the best possible ways to make money. Candido made a lot of fortune from the water business. He is considered the first Nigerian to become a millionaire. His wealth and influence was so profound that many years later, he came up with some of his friends to set up a bank to lend money to business owners who needed loans. They called the bank the Lagos Native Bank. Candido would later abandon the banking business to go further into the business of lending money. He set up a company and called it the Lagos Finance Company. He is also the founder of the former Bonanza Hotel in Lagos. According to reports, Candido was so wealthy that he sent his expensive clothes to London for laundry. His granddaughter was the founder of the famous school in Victoria Island called Adrao International School. Adrao simply means Abimbola da Rocha Afodu Omololu. Before Candido da Rocha died in 1959, at a time when Nigeria was heading to independence, then a new form of business other than the water business began to emerge. Now, people are moving to major cities in search of jobs. Lagos, as the capital city, became the most preferred destination.
As more people pour in, the population of the cities is mushrooming.
Lagos, Nigeria's major port. Its chief gateway to the faraway outside world.
This movement of people to major cities became a problem. Remember, back then, there were no transport companies to move people from different parts of the country to the cities. And aside the movement of people, foreign trading companies were also shipping their goods to the ports in Lagos. So, most traders in the different parts of the country also moved into Lagos to buy goods for trade. But there was a company in Lagos called John Holt, which specialized in buying palm oil, rubber, and cocoa in Nigeria, exporting them to England. And while returning to Nigeria, the company would import textiles, bicycles, and other products to sell in Nigeria. During those years, this company had some Nigerian salesmen who helped them to sell the goods. Among them was a certain sales clerk in the company called Louis Ojukwu. While working in John Holt, Louis decided to establish his own textile shop in Onitsha. He would buy some textiles from John Holtz and send them to Onitsha to his textile store. He called the shop in Onitsha Ojukwu Textiles. This was in the year 1930. Back then, the difficulty of moving goods to Onitsha was that there was no bridge over the river Niger, and most traders would send their goods to Asaba and transport it across the river into Onitsha using the available canoe men in Asaba. But Ojukwu was able to notice that it took some unusual number of days to move goods from Lagos to Asaba. This was a bigger challenge to the traders than the absence of bridge across the river. Due to high demand and few available trucks, these traders spent so many days taking
bring to you real issues, real conversations.
For a nation that wants free, fair, just elections.
For once, let them look above their head and say, let us do something that is good for Nigeria. At my age, nobody will fool me. Honestly speaking, Nigeria is in the wrong hands. That ECA is the problem that we are confronting.
The conversation starts here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is the sunny side.
It's 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you. Here's the news update. The Federal High Court in Abuja has adjourned the alleged terrorism trial of former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and his son, Abdulaziz, to March 10. The prosecution requested more time to review the recently transferred case file. Defense counsel did not oppose, but warned the court against future delays. The League of Imams in Lagos has called on Nigerians to avoid actions that could disrupt peace. The warning follows protest over the killing of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei. Sheikh Abdul Rahman Ahmed of the Ansaruddin Society urged citizens to use Ramadan for prayer and reflection, and religious leaders to discourage violent demonstrations. And the U.S. Embassy has cancelled all visa appointments for Wednesday, March 4, citing potential protests over escalating U.S.-Iran hostilities. Citizens are urged to stay indoors, avoid large gatherings, and follow local media. Consular services continue in Lagos, and emergency contacts remain available for Americans needing assistance. A submarine attack sank an Iranian ship near Galilee early Wednesday. At least 101 people are missing. One has died and dozens were injured. We hear that Sri Lankan forces rescued 79 survivors, with 32 hospitalized. Authorities say emergency operations are ongoing and appropriate action will be taken. Iranians will bid farewell to late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in Tehran starting Wednesday night. The 3-day ceremony at Imam Khomeini Prayer Hall allows the public to pay respects. Funeral procession details will be announced later. The 86-year-old Khamenei was killed in U.S. and Israeli airstrikes. That's the news on 99.3 Nigeria Info. If you have a news tip for us, you can call us on 01-465-7175. Thank you so much for staying with us. I am Boluwatife Jagade. The sunny side with Joyce continues.
Tick, says the clock. What we have to do today is worthy of note.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce, only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Due to high demand and few available trucks, these traders spent so many days taking their goods down to Onitsha and the other parts of East. Was that there was no bridge over the river Niger, and most traders would send their goods to Asaba and transport it across the river into Onitsha using the available canoe men in Asaba. But Ojukwu was able to notice that it took some unusual number of days to move goods from Lagos to Asaba. This was a bigger challenge to the traders than the absence of bridge across the river. Due to high demand and few available trucks, these traders spent so many days taking their goods down to Onitsha and the other parts of eastern Nigeria. This was when he decided to save some money and buy a second-hand truck to move his goods. But he was not the only trader facing the logistics issue. Other traders would approach him to make use of his truck for their goods. From one truck, Ojukwu bought another truck. Remember, he was still working in John Holt. He then decided to resign from the company. This was the beginning of the name Ojukwu Transport. In 1939, this time, he had increased the number of trucks he had and was also moving not just goods, but people and farm products. He became the major transporter along eastern and western roads in Nigeria. But suddenly, in September 1939, the Second World War broke out. During this war, the British government was moving food supplies and soldiers from Nigeria, taking them to the war front to help them fight the war. They chose Ojukwu Transport as their logistics partner to help them move the soldiers and the food supplies to the ports.
Pilot Officer Peter Thomas is the first African to be granted His Majesty's commission as a pilot in the Royal Air Force. Before the war, he was a civil servant in Lagos, the capital of Nigeria. When war broke out, he volunteered for the Royal Air Force and set his heart on being a pilot. The Nigerian regiment formed part of the Royal West African Frontier Force, of which their commander-in-chief has said never has the reputation of the Royal West African Frontier Force been higher than it is now. Nothing stops these men. Mountains, forests, and rivers are taken in their stride. They are quickly in action when the word is given. They're as keen as mustard, and they're very good shot. These African soldiers are typical of the colonial troops from every part of the empire who've done their bit in every theatre of war to which they've been called. Keen, brave, loyal men who are ready for any sacrifice in the cause for which they fight.
After the war ended in 1945, due to his contribution in helping Britain during the war, the British government awarded Louis Ojukwu, AKBE, Knight of the British Empire, and he then became Sir Louis Ojukwu. By 1950, Ojukwu's transport business had expanded to include over 200 trucks, making it one of the largest fleets in the whole of West Africa. Not just his over 200 trucks, Ojukwu also made his money by importing dried fish, expanding his textile business, dealing in cement, and most importantly, his transport business. He would later become the first president of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, as well as president of the African Continental Bank. He also served on the board of directors of some of Nigeria's most profitable companies, such as Shell Nigeria, Guinness Nigeria Limited, Nigeria National Shipping Line, Nigerian Cement Factory, Nigerian Coal Corporation, Costain West Africa Limited, John Holt PLC, Nigerian Marketing Board, among others. One of the most iconic symbols of his wealthy status was his Rolls-Royce Silver Wraith, which was used to drive Queen Elizabeth II during her visit to Nigeria in 1956. You could imagine what it is for the Nigerian government then to borrow a car from an individual to drive the Queen.
Lagos, capital of Nigeria, prepares to give the welcome of its life to Queen Elizabeth II. 17 hours from the mists of London Airport, the Queen's Argonaut comes to rest in the sunshine of Ikeja, the airport of Lagos. The Guard of Honor is mounted by the Nigeria Regiment, many of whom, like the Queen's husband, wear the Burma Star. Governor-General Sir James Robertson and Lady Robertson welcome the royal couple. The Queen's car draws up to the city boundary, where the leaders of Lagos are ready to greet her. The Governor-General is there to present them to Her Majesty.
By 1960, this time Nigeria had gotten her independence. Ojukwu's wealth was estimated to be about $4 billion in today's value. He is in fact the first Nigerian to become a billionaire. But unfortunately, in 1966, just at the age of 57, Sir Louis Ojukwu passed away. His son, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, would later become the leader of the state of Biafra.
If civil war comes, and I do think it is imminent, you're quite right, it will for us be the price of freedom. I think that when it does come, that the people on the other side would be surprised as to what they're going to get.
But before Louis Ojukwu ever thought of becoming a billionaire, There was a time in Nigeria when agricultural crops were the major exports from the country. The palm oil, the rubbers, the granules, yams, and even timber. And the men who controlled this agricultural trade in Nigeria were the big boys of those days. This was at a time when there were granite pyramids in Kano. These granite pyramids were bags of granules stacked in the shape of a pyramid. Most of them were taller than the tallest building in Nigeria then. And there was a man called Al-Hassan Dantata. Before he died in 1955, there was a day he pointed to 60 granite pyramids in Kano and said, "These are mine."
And the trading stations at Kano are usually well stocked with some of the finest skins in the country. At the railway siding are piled up hundreds of sacks of groundnuts waiting for transport to the clearing stations.
A granite pyramid then was estimated to be about 15,000 bags of groundnuts, and Dantata had 60 of those pyramids. He was regarded as the richest man in the whole of West Africa. For you to understand it better, in 1929, when a bank called Bank of British West Africa, which is known today as First Bank, opened a branch in Kano, Dantata deposited 20 camel loads of silver coins in his account in the bank. Imagine what it means that to take your money to the bank, you had to go in a convoy of 20 heavily loaded camels. We know how strong camels can be, and we can consider how heavy the bags of money they were carrying were. His business was not just in trading granules. He also sold kola nuts, cattle, beads, precious stones, and other commodities across the northern region. As far back as 1918, when British companies were the major businesses in Nigeria, Dantata was selling shiploads of granules to a company based in the United Kingdom called the Royal Niger Company, which is today known as UAC. He was so wealthy during his days that in the year 1949, he donated a property worth £10,200 for the construction of the first indigenous textile mill in northern Nigeria. Today, the name Dantata is still connected to wealth, and his great-grandson is the richest man in Nigeria, Alhaji Aliko Dangote.
I came from a wealthy family. My late great-grandfather in the 1940s was actually the richest West African.
Dangote's mother was named Maria Sanusi Dantata, the daughter of Alhaji Sanusi Dantata, while Sanusi Dantata was the son of Al-Hassan Dantata. So, Dangote's mother was a granddaughter of Al-Hassan Dantata. That was how Dangote became a great-grandson of Al-Hassan Dantata.
My late grandfather was one of the wealthiest Nigerian. The family name is Dantata. That's from my maternal side. My father too, was fairly rich, but he was both, in business and also in politics.
Later on, Dangote would receive some money from one of his mother's brothers to start his own business. One of those richest Nigerians, before Dangote went into business, was a man called Timothy Odutola. He was the first president of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. He started his business life in 1932 when he opened some stores in the western region of Nigeria where he sold damask and fish. After he left his job as a cut clerk, a few years later, he began trading in cocoa and palm oil. Before 1960, Odutola had established a multi-million-dollar business, including 3 factories, a retail shop, a cattle ranch, and a sawmill where he had some machines for cutting woods. But Odutola's business masterclass was shown when he began the production of tires and tubes in Ibadan. The business did so well that around 1967, he built a $1.7 million tire and tube production plant after establishing a 5,000-acre rubber plantation with the plan to improve his company's production capacity by harvesting rubber from his own rubber plantation and making it available for his tire factories. He was so interested in manufacturing that he believed that one day Nigeria would become one of the top industrialized countries of the world. According to some reports, he said the time is coming when we will produce more than we can consume, and we will have to look outside Nigeria for markets. By the time Odutola was getting older, there was a certain MKO Abiola who was one of the richest Nigerians in the 1980s.
Well, you see, we've asked so many questions in one, but let me give it to you. Very briefly, because I must go to Port Harcourt now.
Abiola began his professional life when he started working for Barclays Bank in Ibadan in the year 1956. He would later leave the bank, worked as account officer in the Western Region Finance Corporation before going to Scotland to further his education in accountancy. Many years after then, when he returned to Nigeria, he got a job as a senior accountant in the University of Lagos Teaching Hospital. He would later open a business where he sold communication equipment. He called it Radio Communications Nigeria. This was at a time when telephone was becoming popular in Nigeria. He would later create other businesses like Abiola Farms, Wonder Bakeries, Concord Press, which was the company publishing the National Concord newspaper. He also owned Banuso Fisheries, Concord Airlines, Summit Oil International Limited, Africa Ocean Lines, Habib Bank.
It is important that one should be very serious with what one wants to do. Nobody can clap with one hand. To clap, you need two hands.
During his days, he was one of the biggest supporters of football in Nigeria. Apart from his two football clubs in Lagos called Concord FC and ITT Football Club, he also had another club in Abeokuta called Abiola Babes. Sometimes he traveled with the team to play their matches.
Remember, I followed the team to play their match against Nchanga Rangers. We got to Lusaka. We were told by the NFA that the match would be played in Lusaka. We struggled there on the eve of the match to be told that we'll be playing in Changa. I had to beg for a flight to hire to charter an F-27, fly us to Ndola at 10:30 at night, hired a bus from Ndola, took us to through Kitwe to Changa, only to find that the bus driver was drunk. So I drove the bus myself for 3.5 hours. We were stopped by armed robbers 3 times on the road. I had to bribe our way through into Kitwe. We got to Kitwe at 2:30 in the morning of the day of the match to find that the officials had left for Kitwe. So we had dropped the boys, made sure they rested quickly, drove the same bus back to Kitwe to look for the officials to bring them back at 7 in the morning to officiate. I was prepared to do that. You see, it's not just money.
According to this report by Business Insider Africa, in 1990, 2 years before he contested to be the president of Nigeria, MKO Abiola gave the sum of 1 million naira each to all the state universities in Nigeria, 500,000 naira each to every federal university in Nigeria, and 250,000 naira each to every polytechnic in Nigeria. You could imagine how wealthy you need to be to give out such a gift in 2026. Talk more of in 1990 when 1 naira could still buy a plate of food. Unfortunately, Abiola couldn't live to be the president of Nigeria, an opportunity he fought for, even though he was reported to have won the majority of votes in that election.
It will continue off and on until the military release the result of the 2012 election and put the democratically elected president, who is myself, in charge of affairs. I will fight for peace and we will get peace.
He later passed away after he was arrested by the government and kept in detention for many years.
They are arresting me on an allegation of felony, nameless treason or something like that. They're not doing anything, they're just taking me away. Let me go. You know, I'm delaying them.
All these men laid the foundation for some of the popular businesses in Nigeria. Most of the current billionaires were either a staff of their companies or an apprentice who learned from them. For example, it was reported that while there are many transport business owners in the southeast today, it started with Ojukwu Transport. A report by Pulse Africa suggested that the owners of Ekenedili Chukwu Transport and Izuchukwu Transport were part of the early drivers of Ojukwu Transport. And before you may forget, it was through Ahas Dan Tata's wealth that the Dan Tata family became wealthy. And many years later, one of his grandchildren took Dangote to learn business from him after Dangote graduated from the university. And from the business, he gave Dangote some money to start his own. Today, Dangote is the richest black man in the whole world. Thank you for being there. If you listen carefully, there are some business lessons to learn from this video, and I wish you well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thank you.
Beautiful. His name is Uche Olise. 99.3 Nigeria Info, 17 minutes past 1 p.m. There's something inside of me that loves, I like epic stories, I like history, and so I may be a little biased. You're less than 30, right? So you're mid-20s. Okay. Oh, you're, all right. So turn on your microphone, because I want to ask you, what did you feel? So she is not even mid-20s. Like, she's young. She has zero knowledge of the contents of this particular production. So how did you feel watching this?
I felt like I was in a country, I was not in the country he was talking about.
Oh.
Honestly, I felt like this is really epic, Joyce. This is amazing.
Oh, okay.
I feel like...
I thought it was just my mind.
No, like this, people had different kind of business. One man, he mentioned like 10, 15. And these are not just small businesses. These are huge businesses. And Nigeria was really amazing.
So here is something that I noticed. I had made this statement before, which is that for all the people that have died in this country as a result of herder-farmer clash, which was the original communal term, until we realize we're dealing with a far more sophisticated kind of evil, we still don't get fresh milk. And then, you hear about the granite pyramids. You
One
still
person
don't
had
get
60.
Don't dream too hard.
Jeez.
You still don't get peanut butter. Like, you don't. Now, these are not luxuries. These are not. I'm just trying to say that when I hear the story of Nigeria, the one of our heroes past, like she said, it's like they're talking about two different countries. So I think that there is a privilege to age and experience, and that this is something the older crop of Nigerians can share with us. The Nigeria that maybe your parents told you about, that you partly witnessed. The Nigeria ahead. Then our topic this afternoon, that Nigeria, and I could be wrong because I'm a little biased with this old Nigeria and what I thought it could have been. I could be wrong. It may just be that whatever that Nigeria was is nothing compared to what Nigeria is.
now.
Potential, success, growth. I really get exhausted with this back and forth economic conversation. And I think it's laughable that it's one thing on paper and that somehow between the IMF and the Nigerian government, they are hoping you don't ask any Nigerian about the collective development because the account will be different. I'm going to open up the telephone lines. And, oh, by the way, did you notice that it would appear, and I could be wrong, that the children of rich families back in the day amounted to something. And I'm not saying that the children of rich men are not amounting to something today. Or maybe it was the way that the story was told. Because back in the day, you became something. Let me tell you, I met a Lebanese man. And he said to me that he used to be terribly proud of Nigerians, the ones he met in the 70s and in the 80s. He said that the Nigerian of the 70s and the 80s were very sophisticated. In fact, the first thing he referenced was the way the Nigerians spoke. He said there was something about the educational refinement of the Nigerian of the 70s. A Lebanese told me that. He said to me that he preferred the Nigerian to the British.
Wow.
A Lebanese person said to me that he preferred the Nigerian.
Wow.
This Nigerian that they're trying to use slaps to chase, that they give you all these terrible names. They create a social slur to confine you to a limitation. They put you in a box. This same 2026 Nigerian is what a Lebanese was telling me. He said, I prefer the Nigerian to a Brit. Said the way the Nigerian spoke, he just exuded a kind of class and refinement. And he is not wrong. Go on YouTube. Go and watch videos of the Nigerian, whether in a debate. Look at your heroes past. Whether they are Northerners, Easterners, Westerners. The Nigerian of the 70s, there was a specific speck of refinement that was beautiful. It was music to the ears. All right, welcome to Nigeria. Welcome to the show today. Let's talk. 0201 465 7190 0201 277 0993, and of course on WhatsApp 08095975805. That's 08095975805. I think some of you think, for you may think he's talking about money. For me, I think he's talking about a Nigeria. Maybe the one that Chinua Achebe wrote about. There was once a country. Welcome to the sunny side. My name's Joyce. Hello, welcome. How are you?
Yeah, Joyce, good afternoon.
Thank you for being here.
Chris is my name, calling from Ikoyi.
Good to have you. Go ahead.
When you mentioned John Holt, UAC, I remember the old days. Although I didn't John Holt in my place, even the oil mill by UAC, you know, they have this pan canal farm, and the John Holt, their warehouse is very close to the river where their ships will come and carry stuffs. You know, they told us those stories. I just met only the empty warehouses, both sides. They tell us story how John Holt, how my people work with those Oyibos, those British people then. How did we get here, Joyce? Is it this after the Civil War or what?
Asking the questions.
How did we get here? And the funny thing, this set of people running the affairs of this country are not helping matters. I mean, the politicians. You can hear one of the voice notes they play in the Nigerian people. So all politicians are thieves. Look at the names you mentioned. See how the children pick up from the business. But this one we have this time, it's only God will save us from these people. I wish we can come back to Nigeria. I remember
Hold on a second. Wait for me. I'm off on a break, Lagos. We'll be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
What is health? It's more than the absence of illness. It's the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. But let's delve deeper. Health is the heartbeat of life. It's the rhythm that keeps us moving forward. The pulse that echoes our vitality. It's a symphony of balance and harmony, resonating in every aspect of our existence. Health is a silent conductor, orchestrating the dance between the body and mind. It's the energy that propels us towards our dreams and aspirations. It is the foundation upon which we build our futures. So, what is health to you? Join me, Kofi Bartels, this and every Thursday for Health Thursday, 8 a.m. on the Morning Crossfire as we explore important issues affecting your health. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let me tell you the real thing to brag about. Brag about how authentic you are. Brag about your confidence and your vibe. Brag about your style, your energy. And yes, brag about how amazing you smell. Because there is one fragrance that gives you all of that in one bottle. Wazobia perfume.
Oh yes, Wazobia perfume. The same perfume everybody's talking about. See, once you step in with Wazobia perfume, you don't need to talk too much. The fragrance does the talking for you. Be authentic, be confident, be classy. Treat yourself and your friends to Wazobia perfume today. Available as both perfume and body spray.
Get your Wazobia perfume today at any store near you or order online for cotton purchases or to stock Wazobia perfume. Please call 0201-330-0047 or email contact@wazobiacosmetics.ng. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
State enforcement teams carried out cleanup and anti-crime operations.
These are businessmen over Nigeria, and they are very serious.
This INEC, did they change new thing to conduct elections?
You cannot be whipping me with Koboko and Scorpion, and then you expect me to come and vote for you.
I hear some of us opposition is not ready. When the ruling party don't want opposition to exist, what do we do?
These people are just changing figures and cleaning. It is tiring.
All of us sit down and entertain a conversation where we cannot put internet in one village.
On your favorite dial, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome, my name's Joyce. Good afternoon to you. We're talking about the Nigeria, the one that was, the one that could have been, the one that is, the one that will be. So I guess here we're indeed making a comparison between what you know for the history of this nation and for the future that we dream of. Hello, this is on your side. Thank you for being on Nigeria Info.
Good morning.
Turn off the volume of something here. You speak up for me, please?
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon, welcome. Thank you. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Onyeka.
Welcome.
Calling from Agodegbe.
Mm-hmm.
The Nigeria I met, I was born in early 70s. And in the early 80s, when I've gotten to some reasonable, when I kind of age of reasonable, I was able to find out that a Coke, like Coca-Cola, we call the carbonated drink, is being sold at, I think, 18 kobo. 18 or 17 kobo. And many other things. In fact, with 1 naira, I can eat to satisfaction at 82, 83. So, what actually I saw got wrong was this white collar job. People are being trained to become dependent on the government, forgetting that the what led to most of this success we are talking about now are farmers. And then people are now leaving those farming, and focusing on government work. So everybody that go to school to start a job, to be employed. Instead of creating that employment, they are letting all those farming work and so on and so forth die down. So, and also you find out that like cocoa we are talking about, palm oil we are talking about. When we were small, when you get to some place, you see palm trees. But with time, all those ones are outgrown, and development and building of a thing and this and that, people started killing all those trees, economic trees, and that is what is that is what is leading where we are today. People are going to buy land to build house instead of buying land to make farm that will yield money.
Is it also possible, at least this is my assumption, that there was a very fertile Nigerian society, a society that held the possibility that you didn't need to be a genius to be successful?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm getting from the difference in time. Do you share that sentiment?
Yes. People, let me come this angle. Most of the time, people thought that if you don't score A's and all those things in school to get a biggest job in Shell and Chevron, that you may not be successful. But that is not true. It's a wrong narrative. You may become a farmer, and in that farm you understand what it means to grow a very big farm that can be able to feed communities and feed cities. Not only when you have a white collar job working in Shell and Chevron or what you may call it.
You have
so
a point.
there people are deviating from the real thing that gives money, and they are focusing on things that are already made things.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling me. Maybe this is the opportunity to relive the memory of your past, deeply beautiful, that once was a possibility? Or is Nigeria today better than whatever potential we are all assuming of the Nigeria of those days? Hello, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, good afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome. Thank you for being here, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Madoka from First Up.
Mm-hmm.
The Nigeria that I saw, or I let's say imagine, or from what I listened to, was the dream Nigeria. But something happened along the way. You see, the entry of the military coup into Nigerian politics distorted a whole lot of things. They came in and had to do business, illegal businesses, introduce corruption, using their hangers-on, and empowered their hangers-on. who in turn somehow became politicians, at the grassroots because they had money.
Yeah.
So eventually, when politics came back, the seed that was sown, that seed was devoid of merit. It was, I know you, you know me, we'll do something. So it doesn't matter. And don't forget the fact, as they are doing this, they are moving away from, remember, that time we used to have national planning something. There's something periodic. Something, there's
in Lagos State,
plan.
In Lagos State then?
No, national. No, I'm national.
Oh.
National development plans.
What was it about?
We used to have textile industries in the north. We used to have tire industry in Nigeria. We used to have a lot of industries employing people. Apart from this, entrepreneurs growing, because we are talking about unemployment these days. Somehow, all those textile industries, instead of expanding, instead of modernizing, all died in
What
the
do you
hands of
think
Nigerian
happened? What happened between then and now? Because we can even say the same for education.
Yeah, it's corruption. We moved away from values. We moved away to what we can get. So you're in government. You're not in government to serve. You're not in government to add value to the society. You're in government to what you can get. And the car, the house, to train your children there. That's basic. So the government is not about service. It's about work and award contract, get this, make a move, get that, make a move, get that, create a plan, create a scheme to make money. It's not about the policies, improving existing policies, introducing new ones, looking out for creative ideas of how to build economies, of how to build up entrepreneurs, how to encourage young people. We are still the bush for the land for cocoa is still there. It's not as if Oyo has been taken by another country. It's still there. So why are we not so big in cocoa?
Good question.
Why are we not so big so why are we not big in the Grand North Pyramid? It's still there. The land is still there, but nobody's paying attention because they are looking for money. And look, why do we have the governor of Edo State there? What's that guy doing there? What do you think that guy can produce? That's a typical example. That governor of Edo State. What? You can't even mention GCFR. And we have the guy there, somebody put in there. For what? So that he can make money. It's not talking about Edo State, the policies that have developed Edo State, the education, the health. It's about what I can make. So I don't know. Some people will say revolution, but who will do the revolution? People who are still looking at, give us money, we organize protests. We killed values, we killed merit, and it's all about money.
All right.
That's
Thank
the problem.
You. Really.
Money.
I appreciate your commentary. The sunny side. Telephone line. Okay, let's go. Hello, Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. Thank you for being here.
Hello, Joy.
Afternoon.
Hi.
Thank you for being here. Turn off everything.
Actually, okay. I'm not okay. Can you?
Hello, can you hear me? I'm sorry, I lost you. Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. Welcome. My name's Joyce. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Joy.
Afternoon. Thank you for being on the sunny side.
Yeah, this is Joseph.
Welcome, Joe. The sunny side. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. This country, Nigeria, is not the Nigeria we met in our own time. 70s, 20 naira was the highest money. You can feed with that 20 naira before month end. That money will not finish, and you can still save. Look at today. That last guy now just speak about Edo State. That time it was a blended state. Go to Okomuoye. Is it not from that place these Malaysia people came to pick seed to plant? Without this crude oil they are running after now. That time, nobody know crude oil. You go to Delta area, Sapele, you see rubber plantation, you see timber. There is nothing. These our people are pursuing now. They are just there for House of Assembly or whatever they call. Nothing they are ready to do. Look at all these governors. Are they not supposed to be doing mechanized farming? What are they doing? Look at this former man, Obemudia. He's the one that make this Okomuoya. And if you are going to Auchi now from Benin to Auchi, you see this palm tree full. But all of them are old now. Are they not supposed to revive all those things? My sister, this is no more Nigeria we know.
Thank you.
How much? I beg, make person best.
The sunny side. We're going to quickly go to WhatsApp right now because we're trying to move along. Just give me a moment if you're on the telephone lines real quick, honey.
Hi,
Move your
Joyce.
body
My
like you
name is
own it.
Kinsley, and
Good.
I'm texting from Victoria Island. I watched Uche Olisa's video on IG some weeks ago. It was very enlightening. In a way, it depicts how affluence can most likely be attained through entrepreneurship than it can through working a white-collar job. Hello, Joyce. My take in this is that almost all of those amongst them who went into politics first had a business in politics was not their first call, unlike what we have today. What did Buhari point to aside politics that sustain his name and the one there now? What business can he point to? Separate politics from their names and watch it's going to disappear. This is a big shame. And this is why they make politics a do or die affair. Adegoke from Lekki.
Maybe that's why they make politics a do or die affair, because there was a caliber of men that made up the Nigeria of then. And there is... Welcome today to the sunny side, 99.3 Nigeria Info. There's what we have today. Caliber and men in the same sentence.
I think we're from Lekki. Well, I've been alive enough to witness the old Nigeria and the new Nigeria. I can tell you that the old Nigeria was way better than this new Nigeria. And the old Nigeria, there was nothing like tribal bigotry or religious discrimination. We all loved it as one. There was no insecurity. Back then in the 80s, I would travel with my late dad, who was a missionary, in his Peugeot 504 salon car to the deeper parts of the northern areas. We also grew up and schooled among the British to be specific. People back then, we had shoes made by a company called Bata.
I used to have that.
Exactly. They made original leather shoes. I believe it is owned by the British then. Bad leadership is why we are here.
You guys are suffering. I've been holding it back. If you were born like yesterday, you're suffering. You and all that plastic you eat, you're suffering. I remember there was, even back in the day, the imported goods, the quality of the foods that were imported then. Now, I have a vague memory about that because my parents used to bring in all those things. And what's on the shelf now, if there was anything I would ask you to consider, is buying something off the shelf today. Yeah, maybe I'm a little crazy about that one. Maybe I'm a little exaggerating about that. But if there's anything I would ask you to consider, maybe it's also because I have something to compare it to. If there's anything I would ask you to really, truly reconsider, would be if it's on the shelf today, I'd ask you to reconsider it. Truly. What's up?
Joyce, who is a better storyteller than Chinua Achebe? This is not in any way diminishing the producer of the video clip you just played. The opening chapters of Achebe's book, There Was a Country, give me a clear picture of what Nigeria used to be. Nigeria will never experience that glorious era before the Civil War again. Born about a decade after the Biafra War, which makes me a quadragenarian, I can boldly say Nigeria in the 80s was far better than what we have today.
You know what's funny about this? It's that when we so they say, I can't remember where I read that the best days are yet to come. Let it not be that our best days have gone. We hold it to be worthy of note. Hold your thoughts. Let me go to the telephone line. Because if our best days are gone, sweet Jesus Christ.
That's what it seems like.
Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
The sunny side, Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. My name is Blessing, calling you from Victoria.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, Joyce, I almost wept when I heard that man
Yeah.
reading everything. But you know why I caution myself is because before this man read it, I think I've watched this thing on the Reels last week.
Okay.
There's a name is mistake. I don't know. Maybe I'm the one not hearing it very well.
Okay.
That Odutola, is it Otedola or Odutola?
Both names exist, so it depends on what you're trying to refer to.
Maybe I saw it as an Otedola, maybe the man because he's an Igbo guy. So now, Auntie Joyce, look, your second there was like, it's like the Nigerian the man was talking about is a Nigerian that like a foreign country, not the one we are living in. Auntie Joyce, growing up, I was born in the 70s. And early 80s, I started my primary school. I understand one thing. The first day I went to school, they put my hand across my head. It did not touch my ear. So they now said I was not ripe to start school. So I went back. So there's this my auntie, my father's sister, who is the headmistress in one school. One day she was passing and I was playing. She was like, I have to go to school. She carried me, dragged me to the school. On getting to school, they wanted me to go through that exercise. But because I was brought in by the headmistress, they skipped that exercise for me. They didn't put my hand on the ear. Are you hearing me, ma?
Go ahead. Sure. Please go ahead. What are people waiting?
So, okay, because of that, I started schooling. Do you know that what was attracting me to go to school was in school they serve lunch, and that lunch is during break time. And that lunch, there's this big head of fish that comes with it. So if maybe the food is 10 naira, we're meant to pay 50 kobo. That's like, so at a point I was meant to understand that the clan head of our community was the one that paid for the subsidy. So they were subsidizing it for us. Do you know that I work in an organization now where I was meant to understand that at the conclusion of all these things, it was out of jealousy Nigerian get to where it is now. Most of those things have been monetized. They force themselves to monetize it just like now. For example, in Nigeria Info, there is a particular food meant for staff, and at the end of the day, they will give it to staff, and some staff doesn't eat it because they felt they are okay and they have money. They can afford it. So they are now pushing it to the cleaners. Are you hearing me? So some staff will now come and say, no. This food, because I'm not eating it, let's monetize it so that the money will be entering our pocket. That was how they monetized Nigeria.
Okay.
They monetize it for selfish purpose. And now the thing is affecting most of them, their children. That's why you see them pushing them into politics now. Because they have already sold the company. One of my uncles used to come from Lagos in the village. He would bring clothes that all the children in our community will sew for Christmas. Courtesy of what? He said that is his gift in the textile company that he was working in Lagos. It was when I came to Lagos that I now saw the place. Aswani, that was where he was working. So at the end of the year, they give them gifts and clothes. You understand? In row, all the children will sew it. When I was in secondary school, on Friday, if we are going home, there is this staff bus that like these BRT buses. As a student, when you enter the bus, you will not pay. And you are not meant to sit down except if there is seat. And when you are sitting down, if somebody is coming, you will stand at the middle. Then the elder person will sit down. But in Nigeria of today, you see students sitting down and adults are standing, possibly because they want to pay. In our time, we don't pay. The adult that enter, you'll be forced to stand up. The person may lap you. No, that is how we are spoiling the country.
Well, I get it. I truly get it. I get it.
We are not learning from what we made. Rather, we are seeing most things in social media want to copy. That is what is bringing down the system.
The quality of
And
the culture.
To my own,
Thank you.
To my own belief, I believe it's selfish and jealousy that make us to sell the good Nigerian that we have before. And we are into the one we are now.
Thank
God
you.
will help us.
I really appreciate your commentary. Thank you. There's a gentleman here who's saying it is Odutola, Adeola Odutola, not Otedola. He says there is a school named after him in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State. Bless his heart. The labors of our heroes past. We had heroes. Well, there are no heroes, I would say. Hey, welcome, Nigeria Info. Hold your thought. Hold WhatsApp. How are you? The sunny side. Good afternoon to you. You're welcome here. Tell us your name. You can go ahead real quick. We're live streaming on YouTube, by the way. Nigeria Info FM on YouTube. You have a name?
Okay, my name.
Your line is, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sorry. What's up?
Good afternoon, Joyce. This discussion takes me back to when I was in primary school. I was asked to come with my parents because of the way I eat and spend money during the break period. And the money is just 5 kobo. I only spent 3 kobo and my teacher thought I steal it from home until my mom followed me to clear me that's my everyday pocket money. Just 5 kobo. That was Nigeria I grew up to know. But today, my son lunch back alone, not to talk about the food, is thousands. May God help us. Funsho. I'm additional from Ikorodu. Nigeria is a great country of many values and greatness, full of potentials that can drive the world. In fact, I once witnessed in this same Nigeria where a liter of kerosene is sold for 11 naira, while petrol is 17 naira. A bag of 50 kg rice was sold for 4,500. All this are in 90s, not even in 80s. In fact, the Nigerian then are very independent and industrious in nature. How I wish these new leaders can read the past history of our heroes. Any attentive person in the 1970s and 80s wouldn't be surprised Nigeria is what and where it is today. Those times we referred to was when Fela sang most of his song. That was when Sonny Okunso in his song Which Way in Nigeria, that's the title of the song, questioned where we were headed. Mandators called it rat race. Did we ever define Nigeria? Wasn't necessary. Nigeria has always been a directionless country, which only started manifesting in the 1990s. Joyce, my first degree was in education, and it was in 200 level I realized our universities was just for us to pass exams and get certificated, which we misconstrue for being educated.
Yeah.
I suffer voter apathy since 1999. I have never seen any aspirant that understand that our educational curriculum and system is not only obsolete but can never bring the best of citizens. No country can develop beyond the threshold of its education. Please, I mean education, not building schools. If by now, with all the schools of agric science and technology we have, it is the village women that has never seen the walls of university, that doesn't even understand cassava is a cash crop, if it is that woman that is producing the gari we eat, then our education is not meant to transform anybody. We may
no, this guy is onto something.
Yes.
I'm not joking.
Yes.
For real. He's
Yes.
onto something. Go ahead.
We may feel nostalgic about the 70s and 80s, but sadly, that was when it would have been easy to fix the Nigeria we are headed for.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's a very lengthy message, but I really do appreciate that. You know, years ago, I used to find videos like the one I'm about to play. Please just bear with me. I used to find it very funny until, well, thank God for psychology, you know. And then I realized how the video is not supposed to be funny. That the video I'm about to play for you is a solid reflection of a degraded society, because he doesn't need to be within the 4 walls of a school. If the society is educated, he can, as a result of the crumbs that fall from the master's table himself,
and make
become
something
educated. So I want to play you this video. And maybe this is me also saying that when you find people who speak this way, it's not funny. This is the world you live in today. So just give me a moment.
COVID-19, I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people are proving people should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to for simple reasons that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the knockdown is the best solution to coronavirus and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger. Because some people will be at indoor. There's no a way to make our own life. Due to foreseen circumstances, as I am, I could have seen that some people say, Conrad, can I send you a account number? Why? For what reason? The knockdown have weakened them. I said, why? The government knock you down, supposed to make a substantial product and provision for you to be at ignore. But some people say, nothing more. Some are left with a most of, not less than 21 children at home. There is no way that is going to be cope with the children. I imagine how the children will cope. And being aside, I was adding yesterday night that in Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja, a lot of armed robbery are operating. Even in my street here in Ado-Ekiti, calling Okela, a lot of armed robbery are operating.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Reflection, kindness, and sharing.
Embrace warmth and togetherness with Sedap Supreme Noodles. Made with real chicken essence. Delicious, easy to prepare, and share with family and loved ones. Share kindness with Sedap Supreme Noodles this Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem.
From Washington to Beijing, Moscow to Abuja, London to Kigali, the world is shifting fast. Elections are shaping destinies, wars are redrawing borders, economies are rising and falling, and global alliances are being tested like never before. But what does it all mean for you?
With a new administration and a new president in the White House trying to put an end to the war.
I didn't know the historical context, what the state of Israel means for them.
Join the fearless Ireti Bakare Yusuf on Borderlines every Friday at 4 p.m. on Nigeria Info 99.3 as she dissects the biggest global events and their impact on world peace.
Those who are not familiar with Israel or the war itself would not know much about the group breaking the silence.
Borderlines on Nigeria Info every Friday at 4 p.m. The world is changing. Don't just watch, understand it. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Ramadan, a time of reflection, kindness, and sharing.
Embrace warmth and togetherness with Sedap Supreme Noodles. Made with real chicken essence. Delicious, easy to prepare, and share with family and loved ones. Share kindness with Sedap Supreme Noodles this Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
We're back, 99.3 Nigeria Info. So, I mean, there's no point continuing the audio because you already know what I'm trying to reference. It's that you see those kinds of videos on social media and you laugh. And I know, it's just something light to laugh about, but that is your society. That's your society. Nigeria Info, welcome. We hold it to be worthy of note. What's your name?
Hello, good
Can you hear us?
Joyce.
Speak up for us. Thank you for being here. The sunny side.
You can hear me very well.
I can. 2 minutes. I have our news headlines
okay.
at 2 o'clock.
Okay. You see, by November this year, I'm going to be 54 years. I grew up in this country. When I look back, in fact, I'm so ashamed of myself that I'm in Nigeria. Do you know that in the 80s, I used to pay 10 naira from Oride to Port Harcourt? It is people transport. That was Nigeria then. That when you come to Lagos here, you will even buy chicken. With 5 naira, you will buy chicken to eat. And I want to tell people that people who are joining politics today, stealing here and there. My own father was an illiterate, but he bought his first car in 1966. He bought 203 car as a businessman, but he's a start illiterate. By 1970, he got 4 for a day. If Nigeria was bad and that man bought those cars, and we were so proud of him that he could afford those things and so on. But look at it today, Nigeria has become something else. So when I look back, in fact, Nigeria cannot be the same again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling me. I really do appreciate it. 99.3 Nigeria Info. I want to say hello to all my friends on YouTube Live. We are off on a break because we have to bring to you the news update. We have 30 seconds. All these messages look serious and long, so we will go off on a break when we come back. I do intend to further the conversation to allow for you to, like that lover that you wish you didn't lose out on. Maybe there was that Nigeria, the part where you think you may have lost out on. The sunny side. My name's Joyce. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 2:00. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Fugitive drug lord Uzoma Ilomwanya captured in Lagos after 15 years on the run, while former Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, and his son's alleged terrorism trial adjourned to the 10th of March by an Abuja court. Lagos imams call on Nigerians to remain calm and avoid actions that could disrupt peace, while U.S. Embassy cancels Wednesday visa appointments amid rising tensions between the U.S. and Iran. Federal governments to review airports' cashless policy following complaints of gridlock. Repairs on Kara Bridge could last up to 2 months. Naira opens at 1,375 Naira and 5 kobo per dollar in early foreign exchange trading. Nigeria Ports report 24.8% cargo throughput growth in 2025. National Peace Committee raises concerns over the 2026 Electoral Act. Israel strikes Tehran security headquarters in escalating conflict. Submarine attack sinks Iranian ship near Gale. 101 missing, 1 confirmed dead. Iranians prepare to bid farewell to late Supreme Leader Khamenei in Tehran. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps maintains full control of the Strait of Hormuz. And Russia and China criticize U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran. And that's all for now. I am Yvonne Okhaitho, and this is 99.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you, Lagos, and thank you for your time.
Tick, says the clock. What we have to do today is worthy of note.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce, only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
We're back, 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. All right, what's happening?
Good afternoon, Joyce. My name is Samuel from Satellite Town. We actually missed it from Babangida era when we put flaunting money and wealth over moral and hard work. People don't care how money is made as fast as it's quick and easy. In families too, parents don't plan before going into marriage. They think that giving birth is all and God will come down from heaven to train them. Hi, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Oh, messages are a lot.
As always. Odutola was popular businessman in Ijebu-Ode. His full name was Chief Timothy Adeola Odutola.
Okay.
There is an iconic White House in Ijebu. They own it. That house was used to receive Queen Elizabeth in 1956.
Oh.
Regarding the conversation of benefits to money, have you asked yourself why Nigerians in corporate world would rather convert their leave to monetary benefits instead of taking a break? Good afternoon.
It's part of the whole suffering, guy. You asking a rhetorical question, and I get it. I think you have a point there. Like, rather than so there's also something I've noticed. You see, traveling is not supposed to be luxury. So you say take a leave and go on a break. Maybe the reason people are not taking a leave and going on a break is because they have expenses, they have bills, right? And if they're going to go on leave, they're just going to go home and sit down. And they're thinking, well, instead of just going home and sit down, why don't you just work extra and then convert your days to money so you could use that to offset the burden that you bear. And from my travels, what I've noticed is I've met so that's the thing. That's how you know that traveling is not luxury. It's education. It's experience. It's what it's been for me. It's what it's been for the people I've met on my trips. Of course, I've met people who just come for the fun, the glitz, the glam. But fundamentally, to travel is to experience something else other than your own. So that by virtue of just that privilege, you have become slightly educated. It need not be Ivy League standard, and that's how you know that community is also education. Exposure is education. Another insight is education, and many times it's okay. I feel like I'm going to scream. It's all the things that you have told you is a luxury that is not. Butter is not luxury. Butter. What's up? My mother told me that there was a time where chicken was so affordable that you go to a grill, and so it's a grill. Like the chicken is skewered and it's grilling and it's spinning, right? And so the house would have to buy so much because my father ate a whole chicken. Some of you only eat chicken on Sundays.
Sundays?
Oh, you don't eat chicken every Sunday? Oh,
Joyce, not me.
You eat only on your birthday?
But you're talking about special occasions.
Oh,
that's
only
what you're talking about.
When you're on dates? Is that the only time you eat chicken?
Yeah, I mean people.
Or Christmas, that's the only time.
New Year, Christmas, Easter. That's what's happening.
Nigeria,
really.
Nobody in this country could afford chicken. In this night, I'm trying to paint you a picture.
Even turkey, that's like a big man thing now.
In this Nigeria, that your father was. Look at that man who said his father was a stack illiterate, but could afford a car.
Yeah.
So there was a Nigeria where the society was just pregnant with possibility. You didn't need to be UNN grad, Lagos State University. That the society was just teeming with possibilities. That even if you were uneducated, if you were unlettered, you could find a corner where you could raise your children to be decent members of society. What's that?
Hell yeah.
What's that?
Joyce, good afternoon. The real Ojukwu made money in 1930s and the son used the money to fight unnecessary war. He never planned well to win. Kill thousands and leave the war, ran to exile. Later granted pardon to join politics. That same son even wanted to be a senator of Nigeria that he never believed in and wasted the father's money in war to liberate from, but never won both the war and election. No more strategic thinking any longer. There is launderable money everywhere. The wife is now an ambassador of Nigeria. The husband fought to liberate from. It's
hold on a second. What's his name?
Olabode from
Bode. Let's assume that for the sake of a man's chance at life, we excuse this seeming error of Ojukwu. Odumegbo Ojukwu, at least he had enough balls to make a mistake.
Yeah.
What's his name? Bode, right?
Yes.
Bode, he had enough nerve to make a mistake. You are in a generation where
nobody wants to even try
the children of your billionaires are comparable to that generation and creating something in society where your children can grow up and just plug themselves into a successful society. How many of your men have enough courage to stand for something today? Let it even be that they failed. How many? Because, it's easy to just really judge a man for the error he's made. You accuse him of recklessness. Yeah, you can do that. But if you don't have half as much courage as he did, you're not a man equal to him. And this is not me even challenging you as a person. This is like a collective social idea that if there are people who are willing to rise to something, that those are far greater men than men who do nothing, than impoverish you. What's that?
Joyce, you are so correct about imported things today. Fake, adulterated, lowest quality of all forms of product everywhere. There was a margarine called Planter in those days, so different from what we have now.
Do you know that, ice cream? Do you know ice cream? Ice cream is made of milk. There was a time in this country, these people that you think are poor could afford ice cream. It was this same Nigeria when in secondary school I started realizing that the people who sold ice cream moved from selling milk to selling color, water, and sugar, put it in a thing, in a nylon, and seal it and sold it to school children as ice cream. But in my house, they say, it's ice cream I knew was milk until they started selling us poison. And they just if you grew up in...
Water, sugar.
I'm not joking.
Of course. Sure.
Lagos, remember that nonsense they used to sell for school children?
They used to.
Some landladies used to put the thing and tie it in a nylon.
You said used to.
Oh, they still do it? You are lying. You are dying, actually.
What's used to? I mean, that's what people buying now.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello. Oh, good God. Hey, how are you?
Good afternoon, George.
This is Sunny Side. Good afternoon to you. Welcome. It's good to have you here.
Joyce, Nigeria. Joyce, there's one aspect of life that we're no longer seeing in Nigeria that I want to talk about. Do you know before you can enter vehicle from Port Harcourt to Imo State without people collecting? They call it lift. You stay on the road, people will just pick you and drop you without anything attached.
You hike a ride? You couldn't dare that today.
What did they call it that time? Lift. They just drop you without again, nothing attached. Just help people. Nigerians people were good. But now you try now, they will kidnap you. You see yourself in the bush. You can't even try it. Joyce, I told you once that I go to parties from Port Harcourt to London. I'm 61 years old. 1983 when I traveled as a student.
Your voice, you sound like a young man.
From Port Harcourt to London, Joyce.
To party.
It was 300 naira.
And you're not a minister.
300 naira was ticket. Just this money you pick in your mother. If your mother was a trader, you just go and pick the money in her. This thing, down Port Harcourt to enter flight. 300 naira. And the flight was just empty. People were not traveling. But EC10 was empty. I'm telling you. I bought $14,000 from Bristol, which is for 7,000 naira. 45 kobe. What to say? People, sincerely speaking, people are suffering.
Honestly, you are suffering. You are suffering.
Yes, Nigerians are suffering. Younger ones are suffering. This is unfortunate. It's unfortunate, Joyce. We are giving stipend of 15 naira, and I'll go to party and spray, pay hotel bill, give gas and change 15 naira stipend every month. Just take care, my sister. Better.
There was this place my parents used to go after, just to pick up snacks for Sunday afternoon. Kingsway, Leventis.
Oh.
Yeah. When was the last time you ate sausage?
I don't eat sausage.
Yeah, you dare not, actually.
The first time I tried it, I really did not like
these days, a guy will take a girl on a date and buy her shawarma, and they'll put a sausage in it.
Mm-hmm.
Sausage was like, why are you guys making noise? We want something to eat. But you just had lunch. Okay, you want a snack, and then you can just make your sandwich with sausage in it. It was. Huh?
Joyce, from
some of you
posting-
girls now that boys are using sausage to woo. They're toasting you with
Sure.
with hot dogs. There was a time in this country, if you laughed too hard, someone could throw you sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just
a normal thing. Just when I totally agree to you that,
and that's a jab to girls who are eating shawarma with sausage in it.
Just now I know that I am really suffering when the normal thing now seems like a big deal. I went to the
Honey,
market
you're
one day.
suffering.
I went to the market one day and I wanted to get pomo. You know pomo, right?
Who eats that?
Just calm down. Now listen to my story. So I was asking the lady that, oh, is this hard? She was like, oh, this is hard. I was like the person selling it.
Yeah.
Like she literally told me herself
Yeah.
that this is hard.
Okay.
In Nigeria, all the marketers, even if it's like stone, anything, like they will totally tell you the opposite of it.
Like
just
Nigerians
to-
lie and trade these
just
days.
to just to sell it to you.
Absolutely.
But I was looking at her, I was like, wait, did you just say that to me? Like, you're telling me that this thing you're going to sell to me is not what I like.
Public education in
my
Nigeria
God.
used to be so phenomenal.
Hmm.
Public education. Welcome to Nigeria Info. You're on the Sonic side. Hey, welcome. Nigeria Info, the Sonic side. Turn off the volume of that thing. I know the whole village has to listen to the Sonic side, but you're on the radio. What's up?
Nigeria of 80s is far, far better than today. When I was in Auchi and in the 80s, we used to pay 4 naira from Auchi to Benin City. We pay 10 naira from Benin City to Lagos. In fact, there is no basis for comparison. Ernest.
Hold on, telephone lines are going to blow in my face. The Nigeria Info, you're on the Sony side. I sincerely do apologize. We're having a telephone situation, but I'm managing. Hey, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you.
You're from Obama.
Good to have you.
Joy, do you know that if you are my girlfriend in those days, all I need to do to welcome you and make you feel like a queen is buy Nico, put it in and with biscuits, put it inside white plate and put Coca-Cola with it. I'm giving you Coca-Cola, make you feel like a queen. Honestly, I mean, I will be feeling like a king. That is all I need to entertain you.
Wow.
That was then. I'm 65. But suddenly, everything went haywire.
Crazy.
Honestly.
Crazy.
That was how it was in those days.
Really?
If I want to talk to you now, all I need to do is to send an interloper with letter. And I will be hiding myself. I want the interloper.
The days of innocence. Wow.
Joyce is so terrible. I will be asking the interloper, has he agreed? If she has agreed, just let me know. I'll be covering my face. The girl said, so if I should suddenly meet my teacher along the same road, I'll just run quickly into the next house. After asking, so that we will. Oh no, Joyce.
Some of you have not even had ice cream. How old are you? 45? Like good, not the thing that they laden with sugar. Just not this thing they sell for you at that popular place at that Lekki.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Not that thing that
I was waiting for you to say that.
And I didn't even leave. I'm still. This is just the little ones I remember. This is just the tiny ones I remember. Hey, how are you?
Yeah, Joyce.
Yeah.
The network cut me off the other
Oh,
time.
there you go. Go ahead, please.
Joyce, I used to buy carton of thick milk as a young boy.
Oh.
96 pieces in it.
Oh.
When I want to soak gari, I will empty one tin milk inside. If I want to make pap, after making the pap, I will empty another tin milk.
Nice.
A carton, then I will buy bread that will last me for 3 months in my fridge, and that bread will be okay.
Wow.
My boss bought a Peugeot 505 SR for 35,000. He gave me the cash to go and deliver to the car dealer somewhere at his solo. They called that company Rutan. Getting to that place, the man was surprised. He gave you this amount? This small young boy? I said, yes. And he said, for bringing this money, the trust your man have, he gave me 500 naira, Joyce. I bought a Yamaha generator, big one that can carry fridge. In my old area then in Akajegule. I'm the only one that had generator. If people want to do party, they will come. Not
It's
I'll
500.
give them, fuel it. They will run that jet till the next day. 500 naira jet, Joyce. Nigeria of those days. But today, look at where we find ourselves. Like that voicemail, say Nigeria politicians, they are thieves. Those old people, we mention their names. They have good heart.
You ready?
But this set of people running the affairs of this country now, it's only God. It's only God will save us from them. Thank you, Joyce,
Thank
for
you for
bringing
calling
back
me,
this
really.
good old days time. Thank you.
But for those of you who honestly are not swayed by our clinging to nostalgia, maybe Nigeria today is better than those days. But yeah, let me see you defend it. No. Okay, maybe I shouldn't put it that way. No, let's hear your argument because you may have a point. You know how it is where. Welcome to the show. Go ahead. What's up?
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing back the historical perspective of Nigeria. There was a country. Soon I'll be 50 years old. Man, I grew up with the white children in the 80s in Maryland. The rice we consumed, Uncle Ben's rice, and not junks people consume now.
You said whites?
Yeah, he was living with them.
Whites? Uncle Ben's rice was tissue paper in our house. Whites?
And not just people consume now. Imagine what Ikeja Industrial, Isolo Industrial, and Oloye Industrial in Ibadan had turned to. Odutola was a prominent name in Nigeria. Agriculture remains the best way to become billionaire. Awolowo invested a lot in agriculture. Same with Tafawa Balewa and Ojukus. What are we facing today had been prophesied by Awolowo. We have predators now, not leaders. Yomi. Good afternoon, Joyce. I like your show and your unquenchable thirst for knowledge. I am a historian who visits the archive often. During my last visit, I broke down. I couldn't but ask myself where Nigeria got it wrong as a nation. Going through colonial records, you will observe how organized, growing, and orderly Nigeria was. I saw a file on welfare for widows and orphans around 1920s. Going
There was a
through
file for orphans and widows
welfare,
in Nigeria?
Yeah, a welfare file. I noticed that Nigeria under colonial rule catered for Nigerians of all classes. The vulnerable also mattered in the scheme of things. You could see how law enforcement, judiciary, legislature, medical services, etc. function effectively. How did we get it wrong? Good afternoon, Joyce. Nigeria is sunk already. We need to stop the hypocrisy and demand for our right. Good afternoon. Okay, I don't think this is for our conversation. That Uncle Ben's rice in orange packets. If you know, you know. The middle class was real, not theory or statistics.
Thank you. I'm telling you, like, we don't, Uncle Ben's rice.
From a
There were
line,
different kinds of rice. Then I remember, like, there was jasmine rice.
From a line agency called the National Bureau of Statistics. They call it condensed. It's made.
I can't believe I'm feeling this way.
It is made from coloring, sugar, and water, and they then kept it in the freezer to freeze. This person's talking about the ice cream.
Oh, please, bring it back. Yeah.
We had light then, but today, where is the light to even keep a glass of water cold?
No, but so you are talking about your ice cream that was condensed milk, water, and ice?
He's saying that like what you're talking about, that the ice cream that they eat now is just water and sugar and whatever, and put it in the freezer to freeze.
Yeah, back in the day, like a kid wanted ice cream, it was milk. It was a common thing. Now we're just killing these children gradually.
This person says we lost Nigeria to Buhari and APC at large.
Go.
Joyce,
lines, hurry up.
Joyce, I eat chicken on Christmas, and that is when neighbors share. Joyce, Naira was the most powerful currency in 1973. Leaders that were against the West were assassinated indirectly by the West, and they saw a willing hand in OBJ and installed him. Saint OBJ of today frighted $2.8 billion when he was military head of state. He played brilliant, out of presidency for the West. Another opportunity came with June 12, but the West dictates the affairs as they did to Libya and doing to Iran. Source of African problems are from outside.
Let me even tell you something. Like, so back in the day, I'm Igbo, we're Igbo, right? So back in the day, you go to the average Nigerian home. They want to stuff you with food. You see these days that you go to someone's house, they're acting like they don't.
They're looking at you.
They act like they're not feeling fine. Back in the day, you go to someone's house. That was how we got the discipline of. So right now, like I struggle to eat in people's houses because my mother would put a bullet through your head.
Definitely.
If you ate in someone's house because someone was guaranteed to give you food. These days, you go to someone's house, the man will just squeeze the face.
Even if they ask you to come and eat, they are looking at you to say you are not eating because it's that food.
The wife will act like she has body pain, so you know it's about time to go.
Oh my God.
Or maybe it's even worse. Maybe these days nobody even visits anybody anymore.
I'm almost 50 years. We have people older who have called to say how promising Nigeria was in the 70s and 80s, but no one can say categorically what went wrong. What's more scary is there seem to be no hope as we still appear to be more directionless than then. When we had stronger societies and more communal environments where we lived for each other, but not we feast on each other. Where is the hope? Our politicians, traditional rulers, religious leaders, educational professionals was valued. All of these have eroded us. Joyce, please convince me by enlightening me, not by asking me to have hope that Nigeria is going to get better. We have successfully individuals but failing societies. Please, Joyce, explain the irony.
I will telephone lines. Maybe the next caller will. Oh, wait, commercial. 30 seconds away from a commercial break. I think all of Lagos has an opinion today. We're going to go off on a break. We'll be right back. When we come back, you know the sunny side. My name is Joyce. We're 99.3. We're Nigeria Info. Sit back and just reminisce. I think that's what you're left with. You're left with the memory of what could have been. Yeah. Except maybe the better days are yet to come. Now, God help us if the best days have gone. Hail Mary.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
The round of 16 continues on Wednesday. At 4 p.m., Rahmaniya Private School takes on Albester Academy as they argue whether environmental responsibility should be enforced, not encouraged. Then at 5 p.m., it's Vetland Senior Grammar School versus Emerald Day Secondary School, debating if single-use plastic bottles should be banned in favor of cans. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obang-Daniels and me on Wednesday as two more schools qualify for the quarterfinals. I Beg to Differ Season 9. 32 schools, now 12, one winner, one grand title, the champion of champions. Supported by Obiwizi. For sponsorship inquiries, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm or I Beg to Differ @nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the tournament of champions.
When it comes to wiring your home, office, or projects, you need to prioritize strength, safety, and quality. Introducing Golden Lion Copper Wire FZE. Our wires are 100% pure copper, designed to support stable conductivity and consistent performance.
Whether for domestic or industrial use, Golden Lion Copper Wire has got you covered. Built to withstand heat, tension, and heavy-duty use.
And that's not all. You get great quality at factory direct pricing. No middleman, no complications.
So, what are you waiting for? Place your order for Golden Lion Copper Wire today. We also manufacture solar fans and electrical sockets.
Call 0911 059 9999 or visit goldenlion.ng. Available through distributor at Alaba Market or directly from our factory.
Golden Lion Copper Wire. Powering Nigeria with pure copper strength.
What is health? It's more than the absence of illness. It's the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. But let's delve deeper. Health is the heartbeat of life. It's the rhythm that keeps us moving forward. The pulse that echoes our vitality. It's a symphony of balance and harmony, resonating in every aspect of our existence. Health is a silent conductor, orchestrating the dance between the body and mind. It's the energy that propels us towards our dreams and aspirations. It is the foundation upon which we build our futures. So, what is health to you? Join me, Kofi Bartels, this and every Thursday for Health Thursday, 8 a.m. on the Morning Crossfire as we explore important issues affecting your health. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Open the doors.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.